So Devo is having a child. So guys, what up? Yeah. Devo is currently having a child. He is waiting the birth.
Is he like actually giving birth?
He's having the child. He's
Okay.
pushing for
I know.
patients.
2020 like with the
He's having that child.
and all that.
So Devo, we hope that Devo you push through. You have those compressions and everything, and touch wood, you have a nice healthy baby girl that I hope you're naming after me. I hope that child is named after me, man. So, how you guys doing, man? What's cracking? What's cracking? Oh, get that away. Child abuse.
Jeez.
Child abuse.
Leg goat.
Is that the child abuse dude? Child abuse. Child abuse. Beat up on a real team. They never faced the Clippers. I can't give them the ring.
The Clippers ran from them.
I don't care. They never faced the Clippers. They never faced the Clippers. Nah. It doesn't count. It doesn't count.
They played the Clippers twice, and they beat them just in the first game of the bubble. And
that was the narrative. The narrative is if you beat the Clippers, then boom. Because whoever was going to come through the West was always going to win the whole thing.
The Clippers beat themselves. George Paul and Kawhi bricked it. Yeah, that's right. George Paul, not Paul George. George Paul and Kawhi bricked it. They were 3-1 up. You were like 16 and 12 and I don't know what leading, and they absolutely bricked it.
Look, Javan, man. What's popping, man?
Respect the king.
I didn't respect nothing, man. Javan, what's popping, baby? What's popping, man?
Nothing much, Today's just been something slow, dead day.
It's been raining, man. Rain is back in England for any of you non-English folk out there. Also, Trump isn't going to do debate, apparently.
Also, sorry, I'm going to say there's also a couple more GOATs this weekend, man. Lewis Hamilton, he got 91, leveled with
Schumacher.
Schumacher, 91 wins. And then, obviously, I mean, it's not really a debate, is it? You lot have been trying to debate it for the longest while, but we know who the GOAT
is. French Open merchants.
French Open merchants. We know who the GOAT is.
The French Open merchants.
We know who the GOAT is.
Clay merchants.
Is that 20?
He's a clay merchant.
20?
Even if he wins 50,
merchant.
Federer will always be the best tennis player of all time. It's how you do it.
But he beat no. Because all it is, you talk about your hair. You talk about how the British think everything's so great and hunky dory. It's only because that he won them at Wimbledon that you lot put him higher.
No. It's how he plays the game. It's how he plays the game. It's not about Wimbledon. It's how he plays the game.
Elegant. You're right. He looks more elegant. But as long as the ball beats you and I get the winners and less unforced errors, that's the only thing that matters.
If you want it for start, okay. Because at the end of the day, Djokovic is what, 3-4 years younger? He's on 17.
No, he's not. No, Federer is 39.
How old is Djokovic?
Nadal is 34, and Djokovic is 1 year younger. 1 year younger. So people try to listen. That's how good Nadal is, because Nadal's so much younger than Federer, but he's been around and won so much. Djokovic is 1 year younger than Nadal. Nadal is going to finish.
Wait. How do you lose 6-love and you're the first seed? How do you lose
so many goals? Like there's 3 goals this weekend. Le Goat, or Louis Goat, and Nagoat. There's goats everywhere.
Wait, so how many? Okay, look, guys, we'll get to the football very soon. But before I hit the intro, how many is Hamilton behind Schumacher?
He's on 6 championships, so he's one behind. So if he wins this year, which he will, he's like 69 points clear. When he wins this year,
he'll be on 7.
And next year he's going to get 8.
Next year he has to get that 8.
So how much is that German dude on his rival Vettel?
Vettel 4. He got 4 in a row at Red Bull, and he ain't got one any since.
Who's Vettel? Who's that? He's not even a rival. He's just another.
Well, judging by the way that he rams into the guy's car and does all that kind of stuff, man, he wants to be his rival, man.
Reality is, Hamilton has no rival. He's that great. He has no rival. Hamilton.
Okay. Do you know what I always say? This is what I always say about F1. Guys, don't trust me. This is the last thing. We'll run the intro. I want it to be. Let's settle this. Everyone has the same exact car, same engine. Who is the best driver?
I
That
hear
would be
you.
purely
still
on
Hamilton.
skill.
I hear you.
And I still
But
believe it's
also-
Hamilton. I still believe it's Hamilton, but
No,
just for a test.
Look at the last race, not last race, the race before when Hamilton got slapped all the way at the back, 30 seconds behind every man.
Yeah.
And
he-
man
he ended
still
up-
managed to come up and come place. Rosberg was in what, third, fourth, and
Yeah.
man was struggling to pass one car when Hamilton was 30
Guys, don't get me
seconds
wrong.
behind
Rosberg is
last
trash.
place.
Rosberg is trash.
No,
Don't give me that
Rosberg,
Rosberg
yeah,
here.
No, not
Rosberg.
Bottas.
And listen, Rosberg's 2016 championship was handled on a plate by Mercedes.
That was a trash
It was
championship. That was
championship
trash.
chemistry. So Mercedes owe Hamilton a title anyway. They took that one away from him. Secondly, it's easy to say, of course, they put him in the same car, blah, blah, blah. But it's like many team, even though it's an individual sport, it's still a team sport in the sense that you have a manufacturer, you have your constructors, etc. In football, you talk about R9 GOAT, for example, or greatest striker, whatever you might want to call it. But he also had a great Brazil team. It is what it is. Like you can't fault the man for being in the best car.
All right, guys, that's enough sports talk. If you want more sports talk, maybe you may see me feature on what's Neeks Sports. How come I've done that? Guys, without further ado, you see, I was going to do the same thing to Javan, but I won't. Instead, Javan, here is the intro. Boom. So guys, let's get right down to it, man. So first off the batch, the biggest news of the weekend, and I think this is what we want to just go straight into this right now, and then we may talk about international roundup, but I think this is such big news. I want us to kick off the show with this. So the top six, there rumor around the campfire. So well, actually, it's not rumors. That's actually real. Basically, there is a story going around that the Premier League top six, the six biggest clubs, wants to reshape how the Premier League works. So what we're hearing is, again, we've now heard that the EFL, which is the Football League, which is so obviously Championship Division 1, 2, 3, I think, they have obviously been suffering from the whole COVID crisis. So the Premier League clubs, the big six, say, you know what, we want to try and do something to try and help those EFL clubs. So this is about changing how the money sharing works, also reducing it to 18 teams, scrapping the Community Shield, scrapping the League Cup as well. So it'll be to 18 teams, and similar to Bundesliga, where the team who finishes 16th will now have a playoff to see whether they stay or get relegated down to the next league. So on one angle, it is all to help the EFL clubs financially, and
of course it is.
Yeah, so obviously, and the EFL chairman has said that he basically backs this, but the Premier League president has come out with this counter statement saying that nope, let's not rush into things. We want people to go through the whole official channels and so forth. But even more so, which is what we're going to discuss, is people say, oh, this looks good. Hey, they're helping the EFL clubs. But if you now read deeper into it, which is what we're going to now dissect, is what they're proposing is where any changes with regard to the Premier League are only going to be made by these six teams. So whether you're a Wolves, you're a Leicester City or so forth, you will not have a say whatsoever with regards to what happens. And there was this crazy statement that someone made. I don't know who it was. I want to try and find the statement. He said that why should Huddersfield have the same say or same vote as Manchester United? Which is wild, because even the Premier League, everyone should have the same thing. So let me come first to Javan with this. Because many ways for us to break this down, but first of all, how likely do you think this is going to happen? Do you think that the six teams have the power to really fully engineer this and take over control of Premier League proceedings?
The big six bring in all the money. They have the power. Whether it will happen, I can't say. I can't say, but I welcome most of these changes. Not sure. I think they should keep the Community Shield. Definitely keep that one, because it's like that. It's the warmer, and it's like the starter before the league starts. Like I feel like Yeah, I feel that should still stay. The the Carling Cup, dash it away. Drop the teams. I like that 18 teams. So 18 teams, that should be less matches. Hopefully, it gives the team, help with the fixture pileups. Personally, I think that's those two stay. Other one, bye.
Let me let me just clarify a couple of things in terms of the proposal obviously has been put forward by Liverpool
and Man United.
No, put forward by Liverpool
Okay.
and co-signed by Man United.
Oh, okay, yeah,
that's what it was. And so the other clubs weren't aware of it. They were aware, but they weren't aware of it. But within it, of course, it said that the traditional, well, not traditional, the big six, which obviously is Man United, Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, and Spurs. Everton would also be a club that has a voting say, as well as West Ham. Am I right? And Southampton. I think those are the 8, and that's because of how many years they've actually been in the Premier League since the Premier League has started. I believe those are correct. However, there are some clubs that have been in the Premier League for more years, like Newcastle, compared to someone like Man City. But that's
Everton.
I said Everton. I mentioned Everton.
Okay.
Everton, West Ham, and Southampton. But Newcastle have been in longer than Man City, for example. But Newcastle aren't within that proposal. But either way, yeah, I think there's a few things that they're trying to bring. So the 18 clubs from 20 to 18. They're also saying that the 2 bottom teams will get relegated automatically, and the 16th place team will go into a playoff with 3rd, 4th, and 5th in the championship. Like a playoff to see who comes into the Premier League, or they might stay in. I think they do.
No. Basically, it's like Bundesliga. It's the same as Bundesliga.
Yeah, the Bundesliga do this. League Cup and Community Shield abolished, or at least the League Cup to only be for teams that didn't qualify for Europe. And I back that 100% because I've been saying that for a couple of years. The League Cup is a ridiculous trophy.
Wait. But my thing is, so if you do because I think how Bundesliga do it is whoever finishes 3rd in the division below face this team who has 16. So there's no playoff thing.
No, they'll have a playoff. They're doing a 14 playoff. So yeah, 3rd, 4th, 5th plus Premier League 3rd from bottom. Then you've got the same parachute payments scrapped. So that's the teams that go down. The Premier League pay them a bit of money over the next 2 years to allow them to kind of cover the Premier League wages and bills that they still have into the championship. But they're saying they'll scrap that, but they will have a 250 million rescue fund, which is immediately available to EFL clubs because of the coronavirus. They'll pay 100 million to the FA to make up for lost revenue. But going forward, 25% of all future TV deals will be given to the EFL. Like whatever happens, 25%. Now, as I said, it's a bit, obviously, we give you a bit, but we need a bit. That's how they're doing it. Because obviously everyone wants something, everyone wants to benefit. The EFL is not affected by this at all. They actually benefit from this. It's the remaining Premier League clubs outside of the 6+3, so the 9, that are really struggling, because that means going forward, look at the situation this season with Newcastle when they're trying to get new owners. And it's very ambiguous, but we don't know. There's a reason why the Premier League basically didn't accept the takeover. What I fear is going to happen, the elite clubs, and yes, I support the elite clubs, but I like also competition. The elite clubs will do what they can within their power to stop other clubs becoming
blocking takeovers.
So if you have like you mentioned Huddersfield come up, and then Sheikh Mansour's brother's sister's cousin says, oh, you know what? Let me put my 1 trillion into into Huddersfield. 4 out of the 9 Premier League, or 6 out of the 9 elite clubs in the Premier League will say, well, no, we'll block that. And that's it.
Can't do that. If you play by those rules, everyone should be able to play by those rules. Everyone should be able to play by those rules.
There's a way around that. Just get bought in the EFL.
What's it? What?
Just get bought in the EFL, innit? So they can't tell you what when you come up.
True. You have to get bought in the EFL, and then you come up with the Premier League with the money.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, I understand. I don't have an issue with some of the stuff, and I understand the essence of it. But this whole elitism, I'm not a fan of it because it ruins competition. And I'm fortunate that I support one of the top sides, so I'm protected. But I also think about, which I mean, I guess the likes of the Glazers and Matt, is it Henry, the one from Liverpool, and Kroenke, they don't care about that. So they're thinking about themselves. I'm thinking, well, I still want the Premier League to be the most entertaining league. And the reason why it's the most entertaining is because everyone has a chance. Again, it's all called a chance to challenge to become the best. A Leicester can only happen because it's the Premier League. And I think, yeah, that's my biggest issue with it.
Yeah, no, I mean, basically, my thing is, I think that's what it's like, and that's the point that I want to even really go deeper on, which is that the power thing. And Javerne even made a point of like, can they be stopped? Because you're dealing with the people who, because this now goes to the Super League thing. Let's just say there's a stand-up. Let's just say they all say, oh no, we demand that the Premier League, we want to change. And the Premier League people say, no, you're not going to change stuff. Then United States to say, do you realize that we are your product? We could just literally just step outside of this whole thing and say, yo, Juve, what up? Bayern, what up? PSG, what up? Atletico, what up? Let's dance. And let us, yo, Bezos, what's up? What's popping? Set this up. Prime. Let's do this. And then the Premier League will like, all right, please, easy, chill. So my thing is that, my question to you guys is that, do you see a scenario, do you feel that whatever happens, the leverage and the power will always be with the so-called elite clubs based on their brand and how they are the core and they are the actual lifeblood and the nucleus of the Premier League?
Yeah, that's how it's going to be. Money talks in the league. Liverpool, look who even came forward with it. Liverpool came forward with the proposal. Manchester United co-signed it.
It stinks.
Like, it is mad. It's literally, all of this is, it's like I think someone said in the comments, it's like a super, that's it, Super League light. It's like they control what's going on. New club comes in, oh, no, you're not allowed to get a 500 mil owner, whatever, billion trillionaire owner of lands and islands. No, because you're going to challenge us and you're going to mess up our brand and cause a madness. And we don't want that. And they can control that, because you're right, H. If them man say, you know what, they can be like, you know what, we're out tomorrow morning. The Premier League becomes what? With just what? Burnley, Stoke. Who's gonna watch that?
Yeah,
it's mad.
Like, that's the thing, because at the moment, those big sides already have, even though it's still one man, one vote, kind of one club, one vote, they still have weighing power, because Burnley know that if Man United were to kind of push hard enough for something, you have to kind of give it to them, because Man United are bringing in money, Liverpool are bringing in money, Chelsea, etc., etc. But when it becomes like law, as in contractual law, written on paper,
real quick. Sorry, finish it, because I want to respond to this, but finish your point, and then I want to respond to this. Finish your point.
So, but if it becomes written down in contract that my vote matters, then there's no end to what might happen, and no one can challenge it, because you mentioned the Super League. Now, if the other top clubs in Europe say, all right, let's do the Super League thing, those 9 clubs don't need to speak to the rest of the Premier League to get them to vote for it. So they can just disappear tomorrow out of the Premier League and no one can stop them. Like, it's too much power.
Super League is on its way, man. It's on the horizon, man. We are seeing the early seeds being planted. But guys, I don't understand the statements here by Homeboy James. Fulham shouldn't have as much power as Manchester United. Why? Like, why? Okay, so my thing is that, so because United have won more titles, they're a bigger brand and everything, if you were all competing in the same league, Manchester United should now make rulings of how the league should be run. No, you are a competitor in the league.
Yeah,
that's where you have, basically, it's the same thing with the UN, where the UN is pointless. Like, the UN was like, there are no weapons of mass destruction. Bush was like, oh, okay, no, Bush, they're not reference. I know, but we're just going to Iraq just to say what's up. Well, no, yeah, I know. We went to Iraq just to say what up, chill. Chill. So my thing is, if you're competing in a league and stuff, you have no arguments, because any arguments you bring is an elitist, arrogant argument of like, oh well, but it's Manchester United and everything. So
Yeah.
so because you're Man United and you've won all these leagues and you're famous, you should now you now have you can now deny Fulham a billionaire owner. You cannot deny Newcastle a billionaire owner. You cannot put a cap on the kind of players they can. Because you are literally cheating.
By law, you're cheating by law.
The thing is, yeah, I hear what you're saying with that, and just about they don't have a say in who buys what. I don't agree with that part, but I do agree that they shouldn't have as much. But what does Fulham bring to the table for the Premier League? You got to think about it like this as well. What does Fulham bring to it? What does
Right.
Then do a Super League. No. Javen, if you're saying that, do a Super League.
No,
It's simple. If you're saying that, Javen, you're right. You are 100% right.
No, I don't.
Fulham
agree.
don't bring as
No, I don't
much
agree.
pull power.
I don't agree.
I
From
don't
a brand
believe-
point
I
of
don't
view, no.
believe- Hold on.
No,
I don't believe they
stop.
should. I don't believe they should tell them who they should buy.
No,
I
yeah.
don't believe they should tell them who to
No,
have
but they
spend
will.
money
But they
and
will.
takeovers and all that. Don't do all of that. Like,
they
you
will.
have no rights. But I feel like Fulham. Like, who is Fulham to say?
I tell you. Let me tell you why. Let me tell
Them
you why.
man have to say, but not
Okay.
over what those clubs buy and do.
Let me tell you
What
why.
do they do?
But let me tell you why. We speak about all these other leagues, Syria, Bundesliga, La Liga, where you've got 2-team dominance, 3-team dominance at best, and 1-team dominance in some cases, and we complain about the lack of competitiveness. We also say, well, that's why they don't make as much money, because nobody wants to watch Osasuna play Barcelona, because Barcelona is going to beat them 8-0 every time. Fulham, and the way the Premier League is set up, allows the Premier League to be the brand that it is. Therefore, having given Fulham equal money, equal vote, whatever it might be, whatever setup and whatever's put the Premier League in the position that it is now, has made Manchester United more money than they would have if Fulham existed in the way Osasuna did, or Espanyol did, or Levante did. So the current structure of the Premier League is why Manchester United, Liverpool, Man City, Spurs, or the Premier League has as much money that it already has. If you then change the structure so it's similar to La Liga and all that, then little by little, the viewing figures are going to go down, because it's like, whoa, this is just like any other league. I might as well now just watch the one with the most technical football. So then you're going to get people now watching La Liga. You're going to watch people watching Serie A or Bundesliga, because the competitiveness which makes the Premier League such a magnificent brand is no longer there. So Fulham, inadvertently, is why Man United are as financially successful as they are. Fulham just any team in the Premier League.
I hear that, but what I'm saying is I don't believe they should have as much say as a Man United or Chelsea or Liverpool, because who are they to have that say? I'm not saying take away their vote. I'm just saying I don't believe they're on that level up here. They don't have that sway.
No, but Javen, my thing is that you're 100% right. They're not on that level, which is why, and this is where we're now coming on to the next point I want to bring in, is that if you're now saying that, hey, you shouldn't have a say with regards to how this is run, because you're not as big of a brand than us, and you don't pull in as many viewers as us, bro, then start a Super League. That is the argument for a Super League. And that is why every time I keep on saying this, it's almost like this forbidden word that nobody wants to touch. It's like a taboo word that no one wants to touch. But I keep on bringing it up because now we're now seeing the seeds potentially growing, because football is getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, because especially with social media, this sport is getting huger and huger. Even look at the space that we're in. This whole fan channel space, it's huge. You know, how a Cheeky Sports or an AFTV can get onto Sky Sports and so forth is because of just how massive and how big of a lucrative business football is. And these clubs are realizing, wait a minute, because one thing about a rich person always wants to be richer. a rich person is like, you know what? I have enough money. That's it. No, a rich person always wants to be richer. And what these guys are realizing is, and which is why the Premier League have to be very careful. If these clubs come together and say, do you know how much more money we could make? Especially if we just step outside of this whole league, because
it's all about money. It's all about money.
It's all about because like these owners aren't you guys, the fans and so forth. These owners are businessmen. They are businessmen and they're cold-hearted businessmen. Don't get it twisted.
Because even if you look at this 18 team thing, you know why I'm not a fan of it? It's not because I have an issue with 18, 20, you know, whoever wins the league, you still deserve it. It's because why do they want 4 less games? It's because they're going to go on these pre-season or mid-season tours to China, to India, to Dubai, whatever, to New York, to fill out stadiums and earn some more money. It ain't to do with player workload or more competitiveness in the league. It's all about making money. And when I know it's the Glazers are co-signing it, you know that it stinks. Because the Glazers ain't co-signing anything that
they're businessmen. They're businessmen.
They're not. So part of it I agree with, but it's like the part that I agree with and the part that I disagree with is probably, if I was at the negotiation table, would probably be the sticking point. Because if I say, all right, yeah, okay, we go down to 18 and we'll scrap the League Cup, but everyone can still vote. They'll be like, okay, well, we're not giving you 250 million. So then it's like, well, then the whole thing's out of kilter. I think they're using this COVID pandemic as a means to wrestle in more power to the big clubs, and I think that is terrible. They're really seizing on people's the current state of austerity that the world is in to stamp their mark, and it's gonna bite you. And in the initial moment, you're like, yeah, we get a 250, we can save our club. In 10 years' time, your club ain't gonna be there to say, because nobody ain't going to be watching no English football.
So okay, let me ask you this then. Let me say, and then we'll then move on to the next topic. Do you believe, whenever it is, both of you guys, do you believe there's going to be a Super League of only elite clubs on a separate platform?
Before I answer that one, it's actually starting. I think that they're even starting to test the stuff now. This whole pay-per-view thing that they're putting in, you know, for the 3:00 games.
Yeah.
Listen, it starts now.
Really?
3:00 games are now $14.95 or something.
Yeah.
Wait. I pay $7.99 for my Now TV.
Yeah, but you won't get the 3:00 games on that $7.99. You have to pay an extra $14.95 for that game per game.
Oh, fuck you, man. What?
Now hold on. So this is where it begins. They're trialing it now with the 3:00 games. Everyone's screaming and complaining now, but come Saturday when the game
Chelsea,
is
Southampton.
when it's on that 3 p.m. kickoff, they're gonna get those £15, and then what they're gonna see is, next minute, you got box office, Chelsea versus Man United. You have to pay £30, and you can't get that in your subscription. You have to pay £30 for that.
Bro, you better if these guys try that crap, man.
It's coming. It's
coming.
coming.
The power,
that's messed up.
You're right. Javen's 100% right, but the power is with the people. If the people don't buy it, then they're gonna have to scrap it or change it in some way. But we know the people are weak, and they'll protest on the Friday, and on the Saturday they'll buy it.
No, because it's very simple.
Once again, no, then they go back and protest on the Monday after they've already given the £15. Sorry.
No. It's like, no, people at large have to. You can't. That can't happen, man. See, that is disgusting. That is disgusting.
I'll tell you why it's gonna happen, yeah, because let's say 100,000 people don't go to the stadium. Obviously, there's empty seats, but there's man them out there that don't care and want to go. What do you call it? I forgot that the people that travel, tourists. They will go and buy. They're gonna be like, oh my god, I can watch my team. $20, boom! They slap that $20 down.
$20, man. Yeah,
they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. Yeah. Yes, those streams exist in the comments, but we're not gonna talk about them on stream. But people love the convenience, and they're gonna pay that money, and then they're gonna be like, all right, Let's do
No,
this.
no,
Next minute,
but my
next minute
thing
is
is
a
no.
Chelsea
My thing is
versus
so if you do
Man
that,
United on a pay-per-view.
see,
Listen,
my thing is that
that's
if
what
you
happens.
do
That's
that,
what happens. All the
how
clubs
how
start
do you
having-
how are you chastising me for going onto streams? If you're going to put £15 for a match, look, man, these guys are
They
because
said it goes directly to the club.
Oh, yeah,
These
but the
guys.
thing is, this is my whole argument with that as well. I said it's ridiculous. £15 is absolutely ridiculous per match. It's not like per day, and you can switch between like a multi-screen and switch between. It's 15 per match. So if
match.
obviously you might have 3 o'clock games going at the same time. So if you want to watch 2 of them, you're paying £30. You're paying £30.
Nah,
But
nah.
for me, I'm saying, you say this money's going to go to the clubs. When we could go into the ground, average attendance was about 30,000, depending on where you go. A bit lower, a bit higher. Average ticket price, I mean, if you buy it on like from the club, 40, £50 on average, because so Bournemouth and that's going to be real low. Arsenal going to be real high. That's about 30,000. But now, let's say Burnley are playing Newcastle. I know they're not like Man United, but there's going to be around 300,000 Burnley and Newcastle fans combined watching that. You say you split that, divided by 4, might get just under 1,000. Not just under 1,000, just under 100,000 households paying for that for £15. The clubs are now making more money from the streams or from the pay-per-view than they would have made on a normal 3 o'clock because you're getting much more viewers from that. You're also not having to pay for, you obviously got the food stands and all that, so you lose out on there, but you also don't have the cost. My question is, so why did you make some 55 people redundant? Where's Gunnosaurus? Why are you asking for the furlough scheme? Where is Jadon Sancho? If you're getting this money, why is it not being reinvested back into the clubs? All this talk about we can't spend during COVID, it's out the window now, because now you're probably going to make more money from this rip-off than you would have if we had fans in the ground. These owners, wait.
Let's move on. Let me just hit this real quick. Thank you for super chat. So Dungo Kamal says these changes are ridiculous. They're trying to end the competitiveness of the EPL, which is sick because the same thing that's almost banned where we're doing with taking Dortmund's players. And if you don't have competition, the product isn't going to be very interesting. That's the weird thing, is that you want to maintain the product, but you actually damage the product by reducing competitiveness. But before we go to our next thing, very quickly, boy, you guys, whatever it is, do you believe we will get a Super League, a league of only elite teams?
Boy, I feel like it will come. The way how things are moving, it's where years away.
Yes. Shout out to my Nigerian and my African fam, Super Sports. Yes, baby. All the games, all 3 p.m. games and so forth. Thank you.
No, it's Super Sport paid one.
No. So there's a thing we have in Nigeria called DSTV.
I know Super Sport. I watched them for cricket from South Africa.
Yeah, so basically it's a South African company, but it's really what most people in Africa who have satellites use. So basically, 3 p.m. games, all live, live on Super Sports. So yeah.
Americans have it as well. They have NSBC, whichever one it is. You pay that one subscription.
NBC, NBC.
Mango's Nika Leaks will be the first person to buy pay-per-view. Listen, I have not paid for a TV subscription or any sort since. I mean, never. If I'm going to be honest, my parents did, and when I moved out, then it was never there. Actually, I told them to get rid of it. I said, "You're paying £40 a month for Sky Sports. Get rid of it. I'll do my own thing." And
it's crazy because I took out a Sky Sports package. I was like, I'm actually excited. I get to watch the sport. And when I found out that it was just like, it's hardly any game.
A 4 o'clock game, and that's it.
I'm paying so much money. I couldn't even get all the Formula 1. I was like, this is a madness. Like, you're better off going and getting a decent IPTV, paying that, and you get every single channel from all over the world and all the games. But that's a topic for another stream.
All right, so let's move on. So international break. This is what it is. We had the international games and England against Belgium. So again, as the thumbnail shows, fraud. They're calling Southgate a fraud. Now, England won the game, But I think this was a good time to sort of assess England as a team and under Southgate. And here's my thing. England are being held back by Gareth Southgate. And I feel that he's living off that World Cup semi where he beats an island, a bunch of Nordic people from that. What do they call it? Like, the Nords, basically Thor, Sweden, all those dudes. And managed to bump his way into a semi-final. And my thing about it is that he isn't taking this team to its full potential. And I felt that, yes, they won the game. Yes, they did the whole thing over 2-1 against Belgium. Belgium did not have Eden Hazard. But it still felt to me like if this English team really, I don't see these guys winning a major competition anytime soon, because once they face a real team in the Euros, they're just going to get beat. So how do you guys assess Southgate? Do you still feel Southgate is the right man for England, or do you think he's holding back the Marcus, Pele, Rashford, and so forth?
I mean, I didn't watch the game. I don't really watch England, to be honest. I haven't watched England for. The games are boring. I find their games very boring.
England games?
England in particular.
It used to be good. Now they're just boring.
And maybe that is an element of the whole Southgate thing. I find it very, very boring. He does this free at the back, but it's not free at the back. And he's flying full backs, and it's just free at the back so we don't concede. It's solid, and we'll try and nick a goal here or there. I'm not excited by English football. And being excited by English football doesn't mean England are winning all the time. Even though, obviously, I know it's a bit hard, but the golden generation, they'll still give you good games, whether it's in losing or winning results. It doesn't matter. Like, I think you are right. They've got a lot of attacking talent, a lot of young, exciting attacking talent. And because of sometimes the formation and I guess tactically as well, in terms of his selection, it's stifling it. He only really has 2 maximum at any one time that's really going to get anyone off your feet, and that's maximum. I think yesterday, or whenever it was, yesterday or the day before, where they played, and I think they had a split strikers. So all you had was Rashford and Calvert-Lewin, I believe. And Rashford's the only one there who will get you off your feet if he's fully flying. Mount's not going to get you off your feet. What's his name? The Rice ain't gonna get you off the feet. Trent might put in a good ball, but that's not getting you excited. It's not doing that, and he's got an inverted left wing back in Trippier. Like, really, there's no left backs out there can get down there and whip a ball in. Like, it's really turgid. He said, Adage Free. He says, free Grealish. We saw Grealish is a baller. And you've got so many of those.
He's better than Mount, man.
He's
a better option than Mount.
But because Mount is more hard-working and he will give you, what you're going to get. You get a solid 6.5 out of 10 every game. And if he's really on it, he can give you an 8. Whereas Grealish can win you a game. Mount won you the game, I get that. But Mount ain't going to. He's not going to grab the game by the scruff of the neck. And Grealish has that in him. And he's definitely stifling them. He's got too many attacking players, and he doesn't know what to do with them, so he leaves them on the bench.
All right, before I come to John, let me just hear this. Danny Henkel, thank you for the super chat. I will pay for football the same I pay for porn.
I hope that's less than the super chat, wherever you pay for it.
Look, anybody that pays for porn, you're doing something very wrong. That's what I'm saying. Shout out to all the pornsters out there. You provided a great service, and you have been. Shout out. Javen.
I don't know how people make so much money from OnlyFans. Like, it's ridiculous.
Bro, if I had my teenage body back then and so forth, I'd do an OnlyFans, man. Ladies, come on, take it and take this hairy, beautiful chest and everything. Just that, there's a bit of a pot belly showing, and I'm balding. But back in my teenage years, man, I was a hunk. I was an absolute sexy specimen. But times are hard, man. Times are hard. Javen.
Southgate, you know what? When he took over, I was skeptical. And then England went on a decent run. And then it just went downhill afterwards. It was just like it was just decline after decline. I'm just like, what is actually going on here? Games are boring to watch again. That buzz is gone. I was just like, what's happening here, man? I'm actually just the guy.
Get it there, my son.
That Belgian game was awful, and it was definitely a smoke screen. 1 second.
Oh, I think his child came through, man.
Yeah, I thought it came to say goodnight.
Your mistress?
No, my daughter came to say goodnight.
Mistress?
Daughter.
Wait, I never... Okay, man, if a mistress sounds like that, I think you might be getting visited by the law, okay? So...
Devo was some harsh words.
Because remember what happened to that guy, Johnson? Isn't his name Johnson?
Who? Oh, Adam Johnson. Cool.
Adam Johnson, yeah.
Devo in the comments with some harsh words.
Man said fraud from early. Nah, but it's ridiculous. Like, look at the lineup that he starts sometimes. Like, let them go out and play. Just put them out, all their attackers. Like, we have some I say we. Let me see. If I was to do this international thing, England is my first team, then Brazil because of Neymar.
Then Montserrat.
If Montserrat ever made it, then it's straight Montserrat all the way.
They've got a team. You just got to follow them, innit? On Montserrat and team thing, isn't it?
They're not gonna get to the World Cup.
Wait, what? It's Montserrat. Is that an island?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Montserrat.
But yeah, we're not gonna get to the World Cup. So those are the teams, and then after those two are
why is everything owned by the British Empire?
Yes.
The heck?
Yes, we are owned by British.
Oh my god. Everything is owned by these dudes, man.
No independence. But Montserrat fan TV. No, but even like I said, I don't do this international thing, but when England, I keep saying, everyone keeps saying England is crap. They're in a position, there are good players there. Not the best, but I believe there are some decent players there that should be getting to near finals. Like
for me, Southgate is no Klopp. I get it, but you got Rice, Henderson, Grealish. That's a decent midfield.
That's what I'm trying to say. We've been struggling for a while in midfield. I don't know what. I think Gareth Southgate is over his head now.
But he's too rigid, because if you're gonna have a Rice and a whatever, then you need to have a bit of flair. You can't go with Mount, Rice, Henderson, Winks, whatever it might be. You need to have a bit of flair in there. And then the front three, for me, Kane is a given. But then the two wide players you've got between Rashford, Sterling, Sancho. If Callum Hudson-Odoi does anything, then you can bring him up. Who am I missing? Who am I missing out wide? That Montserrat.
Yeah.
So he's got so many to choose from. Got Dominic Calvert-Lewin coming through now.
Best place, man.
Man goes, Rice ain't good without stew.
yeah, man.
Saka's coming through.
Traitor.
A lot of these man, obviously they're doing decent in the under 21s as well. So you dip and dive, put them back there, bring them through. But you need to have a system and even a formation that just gets
that beach.
That just gets the best players in your squad on the pitch. And he doesn't.
So would you sack Southgate then? Would you guys sack Southgate?
No, I don't think you can sack him at this stage.
You can't sack him, but
he got to the World Cup semi-final.
We need a better manager. Listen, when the Euros come, if they ever come, with the way how COVID is going on, I need to see a good performance. I don't want to see none of this boring stuff. Just let them go out there and run riot on the field, man. Just let them go. Let them be, man. I don't want to see this boring. Like, so much defenders are starting. I'm like, what is going on? Like, what is actually happening here? I'm done with it. Like, I've been saying this. England need a decent manager at the helm. We haven't had a decent manager for so long, and it's just showing. If we get a good, decent manager, play these people, then they will go far. And I can't say anything else about England, man. Southgate, The man's a fraud. He luckily got the job because there's probably no one to give the job to. We should have given it to Harry Redknapp instead of flipping Roy Hodgson.
Yeah,
And
but then
he probably would have been a better position.
he had a little legal case pending in. That's what kind of scuppered him. But yeah, he would have been a good manager for them at the time. But Nazar in the comments is cracking me up. Man's like, get stuck in, lad. Corner in, away. Like,
get rid. Do you know how many times they said that to me in school? Because I was about to say, wait, can't it just pass the ball? No, get rid. Get in there.
Get rid and push out.
Push out. Get in there, my son. Get stuck. Yeah, lads. You know, it was so crazy that there were times when, like, I was like, man, I really did not have a good game. And guys were like, oh, that was a great game because I just tackled and I ran a lot. And there were times where, like, I would dribble, do skills, do step overs, and nobody would say anything. I was like, wait, this is supposed to make... Am I in the Twilight Zone or something?
Ain't nobody got time for that. It's about get the ball in. Get it in the mixer.
And do you know what's so funny? In school, what they would do is that all the skillful players were in the Bs or the seconds, and all the really fit thing guys were in the firsts, and most times the seconds always used to beat the firsts all the time. But then they'd still keep their boys in the firsts.
Well, you know what's funny? Because even when I was in school, like the first 4 years of my secondary school, the teachers we had were very much like, just get ball over the top, get a bit of backspin on it, run onto that. It was real. You all of that, no bounce. You got to win the header. You can't let that ball bounce.
No bounce.
Maybe it was 3.5 years. But yeah, my last year and a half, we got this American teacher came in, and he was about getting the ball down, passing, and we actually got much better results because the football we were watching, like in the Premier League, for example, people are passing the ball. So we're trying to emulate that. We go to the football match and they're like, just ball over the top. We're like, what is this, Stoke? Is this... So no, man, pass the ball around, man.
Mr. Bryson, man, shout out to Mr. Bryson. What a guy! What a guy, man. He came and made PE good.
Oh man. So wait, so just a last thing before we get out of here, man. So so now since we have our resident Manchester United correspondent here, there is a report that Woodward says that he will not hesitate to sack Ole Gunnar Solskjaer if the results don't improve. And we're hearing that Pochettino is waiting in the wings.
He's a liar. Woodward hasn't got a clue. Because let's be honest. Yes, if we are in the relegation zone after 17 games, then of course, pull the plug. You know, that's it's a sensible decision. It's a normal decision. You know, not the hardest one. But a man is supposed to know by now if Solskjaer is the man for the job. He should know. Do I trust him? Because obviously he might prove you wrong. He might go on a mad run. You're like, oh damn, I actually thought he's actually better than I thought or worse than I thought. But right now he must have a judgment in his head about whether Solskjaer is the right man for the job. He's been there for 18 months. And when I say right man for the job, it goes beyond culture. I'm talking about everything at the club that we don't see behind the scenes, etc. Whatever it might be. Him saying, I will sack him if the results don't go well, says to me he hasn't got a clue and he's moving completely. His decision is purely based on day to day result.
How is that wrong though? If the results are really badly, how is it in the wrong to say that I'm going to sack him?
Okay, because if the results are good or the results are bad, it doesn't mean, because what is good and what is bad? Solskjaer last year got third, and many people say, well, we're not playing good enough football.
If they're winless in the next 3 games, okay. If they're winless in the next 3 games, and he sacks them.
Real Madrid won the league with Capello and sacked him because their philosophy was greater than the result. There's more to it. So a few results going good or a few results going bad should not influence his decision, such a major decision, to then sack. Because I'm hearing if we have a bad month like October, then he might get sacked. He's been there for 18 months, and his whole Man United career rests on 5 games. It tells me you're just making a decision based on a few things here or a few things there. Now, as I said, if it's 19 games in and we're struggling to stay up, then of course you have to make that decision because the future of the club depends on it. But if the future of the manager is based on 5 games, we beat Chelsea, PSG, Arsenal. What? Woodward's going to give him a new contract? Like, he's too emotionally driven. He's driven too much by the fans' opinion. Reactionary, especially reactionary. And I'll tell you why he's reactionary. He gave Solskjaer the job in March as a reactionary decision because he could have easily waited until the summer, see where the season goes, assess the coaching, the training, the mood, etc. He took a 3-month sample spell and said, this is the man to take Man United forward. Now, he may be right. He may get lucky and it may be the right decision. But 3 months based on 6 years or 5 years at a time of utter trash is not enough to make a judgment to say this is the man with no experience behind him really at this level to say this is the man taking forward. So I don't care what Woodward says. Let's be honest. He's going to do what he's going to do and there's going to be no sense to it. I've accepted it. I've actually accepted it. When he sacked Jose in 2018 December, he should have sacked Jose in 2018 July. Because in that summer, he knew in his heart of hearts he was not going to back Jose. He did not want Jose at the club anymore. He was probably hoping that Jose got resigned himself because he wasn't being backed.
Never happened, man.
Of course, he purposely sabotaged that summer transfer window, brought a whole damn dark mood around the club, and it created an atmosphere that made that meant that Jose could not succeed. And then he sacked him when the results were bad. You created a situation that made sure that we could not get good results. He hasn't got a clue, man. I don't care.
I don't understand why did he do that to Jose? Why?
Well, it's a lot of stuff. Like I'll tell you, give you an example. There's 2 big ones. Jose wanted to get rid of Pogba. Jose wanted to get rid of Anthony Martial. Anthony Martial and Pogba are assets to Man United on a financial level. Of course, they're quality footballers, but on a financial level, they're assets to Man United. Jose couldn't get rid of them, and also he couldn't get certain players that he wanted, and he went public with it. He was airing a lot of dirty linen in public, which brought a negative press to Man United and the board. So now the heat's on Woodward. So he's like, how do I relieve this heat on me? All right, Jose, dig your grave. I'm not going to back you. We're going to get rid of you. Because results are going to go so bad that when I sack you, fans are going to be happy because the football's so bad and it can only get better. Whereas if fans were smart, and I don't want to big myself up, but I said it at the time and I'll say it again, when Jose was sacked, I stated, if you think this is now going to be the redemption of Manchester United, it's not going to be. And on top of that, the next person we should hire, not being a manager, obviously we got interim manager, cool. The next thing we need to hire is a sporting director. But Woodward don't want to do that because it's going to relinquish his power and it would actually expose the fraudulent nature of what he's been doing for the last 7 years. So Woodward...
So real quick, and then we'll take some questions to round off. Again, not what you feel, what do you believe is going to happen? Do you think he gets sacked this season, Solskjaer?
Oh, yeah. Solskjaer's going to be sacked. Solskjaer's going to be sacked this summer. Sorry, this season. Solskjaer won't be here next year.
Javan?
I would eat my hat live on the Football Dugout.
if he sees us this season.
If Solskjaer is manager at the start of next season, I would eat my hat.
Javan, does he get sacked this season?
Yeah, I think he'll. There's a part of me thinks that he'll stay, but I think he's gonna. For me personally, I'm gonna go with that. He's gonna get sacked this season.
Dang. All right, guys. Look, man. Send us. We'll take a few questions from the live chats, man. Send us some cues from the live chat. Send us some cues from the live chats.
And let me say, look at Roman Abramovich. Roman Abramovich has a clear idea of what he wants, even if it's wrong or right. You know, the whole Shevchenko, Bilas Boas. Well, he has a clear idea.
Shevchenko was his mate, man. Shevchenko was his mate, so I get it.
Clear idea of what he wants, and he makes the decision. Like soon as the opportunity arises, he makes a decision. He doesn't care. You look at Di Matteo. He won a league cup. Sorry, FA Cup of the Champions League. So he had to give him the job. But at the first opportunity, because he didn't want Di Matteo, he wanted.
His hand was forced up to that seal.
He wanted Pep, wasn't it?
Yeah, we wanted Pep.
He had a chat with Pep, I'm sure, but Pep was on a sabbatical.
Well, then he went Bayern.
Yeah, at the first opportunity, he sat Di Matteo. Now, if Woodward knew what he was doing and had a clear plan about what he wanted from Manchester United, he would have sacked Solskjaer in December last year when the results were bad and brought in Pochettino. But he's always looking at what the fans are going to say. If we sack him right now, all right, the fans are going to say this, the fans are not going to, and you can't work like that. You have to have a structured decision-making process, and we haven't got it.
Just Beston, shout out, says be unbiased. Kimpembe is clear of Varane in 2020.
Claire? Kimpembe is decent, you know. Yeah,
he's a good defender. To say he's clear of Varane, I mean, because Varane does make a few mistakes, but still, look, man, Varane has been performing at a high level for a while. So for me to just say he's clear of Varane, I don't know. I don't know. I can say I say he's good, but I don't think he's yet on that level. Mbappe or Ansu Fati? As of right now, Ansu Fati.
Whoa!
As of right now.
What does that mean? You mean the last game? Like, what do you mean by as of right now? I'm not sure what that means.
Let's say in the last month. In the last month, Ansu Fati is a better player.
What kind of short term? You must. Oh, who was the European Player of the Month? Ansu Fati. Okay, cool. What does that mean? What does that mean?
He says as of right now, Ansu Fati is a better, because Mbappe. I know how much I love Mbappe. He's the prodigy. He's the next one. He's going to get those international bombs out of here, named Christina and the Argentina Hobbits. But as of right now, I've got questions about Mbappe, man. I've got questions, man.
What questions?
I've got questions, man. He needs to leave PSG. He needs to leave PSG.
He's a World Cup merchant, man. The guy cannot do nothing in the Champions League.
But relax, chill.
Wait,
He's young.
Man City, like a couple of years back.
Listen, the guy his past record, his record of recent in the Champions League is awful. Well, obviously, I must pick him.
He's not an alpha. He's not going to lead the team. He's supposed to just take the chances. So like when Neymar's not there in the second game against Man United, Mbappe he can't drag the team through that. He has to, someone put on a plate for me, I'll try and score. But he's 21 years old. Like, I don't expect him to.
Like I'm saying, obviously I'm gonna say Mbappe, but listen, the guy needs to. He's done it in France. Move now. Time to move. I'm gonna start questioning you.
Will England win a World Cup in our lifetime?
No.
In our lifetime?
Manager, no.
That's how many World Cups? That's maybe about what 10 to 12 World Cups, maybe if we're lucky. I think they could.
I mean, I don't want to just completely say no, but say the safe answer is it'll be unlikely. I'll say it'll be unlikely that they win a World Cup in my lifetime.
There's a question here. It said I think it's Giannis. He says there's only 26 likes. There's more people watching that. Yes. Like the video, and you need to get over to the Football Dugout as well.
Yeah, guys, get over to Football Dugout, man.
I've got a question. There was a question that popped up on the timeline earlier.
What from? Wagwan.
1 second. Let me bring it up. So it was from Footy Says.
Mm-hmm.
And the question was, I'm just scrolling through my Twitter, I'm trying to waste time. Quote your list of players in the Premier League that would start in any club in the world. So any club. What Premier League players will start for any team in world football?
Wow, that's a good one.
So any team.
All right. Well, I've already got my list already, so I'll let you lot go.
So is there a specific number or just whatever?
Any and every. Whatever players you think will play in every team.
So starts in every team. For me,
start from the back. Easy. Start from the back.
Oh, from the back, or you have to grow with Alisson?
No, because he wouldn't start for Atletico Madrid or Blackwood.
Oh, okay. So it's in that would definitely start. Okay. Van Dijk.
Yep.
Van Dijk. You see, when you look at left back or right back, I don't think that those guys.
I don't think so. Trent would start for most. I don't think he would start for Inter because
he's not starting ahead of Danny Carvajal. That's not happening.
He's not starting ahead of Hakimi.
No.
Trent is in most teams he wouldn't play right back. He will play central midfield.
Conte would not have him at right back. No way.
And he wouldn't play central midfield for Bayern Munich. But would he start at right back for Bayern Munich above Pavard? In their system, would he start at right back above Pavard?
I don't probably not. I don't know. I just think he's maybe particular to Klopp. So let's look at midfield. Is De Bruyne a?
Yep, De Bruyne starting every team.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I think so.
He doesn't. So De Bruyne is a definite starter for Real Madrid.
Yeah. I mean, wait, after he destroyed them at the Bernabeu, they should have signed him the next day. What are you talking about?
I don't know about that, man. Look, man, to be honest, this is actually a tough list because once you now think about, okay, the guys who are in the teams.
De Bruyne starting.
I think basically Mane for sure.
No, because he's not starting for PSG. Neymar starts over him.
Are you sure?
I think I would personally.
Neymar, okay, but you could easily put Neymar in the number 10 position.
But now you're just moving things around to make a 1-11.
No, Neymar can easily start. Can easily play number 10.
But he doesn't play in the number 10 position.
But he can.
There is no number 10. We're playing 4-3-3. Like I don't know.
Ozil, are you sick?
Oh, come get out.
This is tough. They're not that many.
All right, so let me give mine.
Okay, let me hear this because they're not that many.
I've got Van Dijk.
Okay.
Thiago
who?
Alcantara.
No.
Who doesn't he start for?
He doesn't start at Real Madrid.
Who's their midfield three? Or who's their midfield?
Modric, Cruz, Casemiro, or Modric, Fede Valverde, Casemiro. No, or Cruz, Fede Valverde, Casemiro. He's not starting.
I think he starts over one of them. Choose your poison. I don't care. I think he starts over one of them. I think he's that good. But anyway, this is my list of the year. De Bruyne, Pogba. Yeah.
Labille.
What are you saying?
Keep going.
I'm asking what you saying about Pogba.
Okay. I mean, Labille. Okay, I'm trusting. Okay, Bayern, yes. Real, yes. Juve, yes. Atletico, yes. Yeah. Okay. Labille, okay.
And finally, Salah.
Salah over
on the right wing.
Mane.
On the right wing. No, it's a right wing.
Right wing.
So who? Because you can say Messi. It depends. I don't know exactly what Barca's doing these days. Where is Messi? What's Messi's job? He's not a right winger. So the only person who might, and again that's more on the last year maybe, is Gnabry. You might say, well, I'm like Bayern Munich wouldn't swap Gnabry for Salah. But if you had a free trade and you pick one for a season, or based on the last few years, Salah has a massive shot. That's me. Van Dijk, Thiago, Pogba, De Bruyne, and Salah.
I mean, Javan, do you have a list? I mean, look, it's tough.
Listen, I'm
it's
gonna
tough.
sit down and think that one. That can't be done like in 5 seconds.
I did mine in 5 seconds, or maybe.
There's some players that I would say I feel that should get dropped over there for these. You're
That's
saying
fine.
that,
We'll do it.
You're saying that some man will start. Like, boy, it's a tough list.
Because I'm not sure I'm putting Salah over Gnabry in that Bayern system. Because Gnabry does work for Bayern, man. He doesn't work.
That's a debatable one. I'm not gonna lie, but Salah is quality on that. His last 3 years, he has been the best player in the Premier League in the last 3 years. Since he came to the Premier League, no player over that time has been better.
No, Hazard was the best player in his final season.
Yeah, whatever, mate.
So, guys, thank you very much for in. Remember to subscribe to the Football Dugout. Remember to like that video. Remember, we're on 620 or 630 subs?
Yeah, we're around 627.
627. We're trying to get to 1,000. Please subscribe to the Football Dugout. Remember, because very soon this show will exclusively only be on Mondays, so you pieces of crap traitors can all scamper out to Football Dugout, you bastards. So remember, subscribe, hit that sub button, guys. Any final words? Someone came out with a quote. Oh, I think actually you quote tweeted it. Oh, God.
Saying that Messi won Barca titles and not Pep.
Oh, Felix Magath.
I'll leave that with the viewers to mull over.
Felix Magath, my guy, man. He watches the channel, man. Shout out to your boy Felix Magath, man. I told you, man. I'm not the only guy, man. I'm not a hater. people believe this.
And Clippers in 7. Yeah, Clippers in 7. Woo, go Kawhi and George Paul. Woo,
LeBron,
let's
give
go.
back that ring. Child
Let's go.
abuse. Beat a real team. Don't beat a fake team.
And to
Could
get
you do it without AD? I don't think you could.
back.
Javen,
Could MJ do it without Pippen? Could
Javen,
MJ do it
talk,
without
man.
Pippen?
Javen,
Could
talk,
MJ
talk.
like-
do it without
I'm
Pippen?
trying to.
Could MJ do it without Pippen? Because he tried.
Javen, talk.
He failed.
Javen, talk,
He
talk,
tried
talk,
and he
talk,
failed.
talk, talk.
Giveaway. Subscribe to the Football Dugout. Once we get to 1,000 subs, I'm gonna give away FIFA 21
What?
for Football Manager. You see,
Why-
you didn't watch the video that I did yesterday, did you?
Why can't you give that to me? Why are you giving it? Why are you giving it away to these people? Why can't you give me FIFA 21?
It's incentive, innit? Get subscribed to us.
So it's like crack cocaine.
No,
pretty much.
it's just no.
An incentive to.
Why not Pez? I'll add Pez into it as well. When the Pez 21, someone said why not Pez? I'll add Pez. So Pez, FIFA or
Well,
Football
PES 21
Manager.
is just an update. You can't actually buy
You know-
the
you know
physical
what's funny?
copy.
I don't know, innit? I don't pay Pez. So I don't know.
When you grew up, did you grow up calling it Pez or Pro? I grew up calling it Pro. Like you might say Pro Evo.
Pro.
But it was Pro.
Pro.
It was Pro 4,
Because-
Pro
see,
5.
Did you ever play International Superstar Soccer
Yeah,
ISS?
that was before ISS.
Yeah, that was me and my brothers. Basically, me and my brother had an ISS, and which she always used to beat me. And then we moved over to we always say either Pro or Pro Evo. Yeah, we never said PES.
You
See,
never said
PES
PES,
was
no.
when I moved to England. I guys say PES,
Well,
but in
because-
Nigeria, everyone said Pro.
It was because people
be fair,
type
it's
it.
only-
Because people type the
Yeah.
abbreviation and then you start saying the abbreviation.
PES,
That's
PES.
how
The
it-
thing
that's
that
how it
I
works.
used to say Pro Evo because obviously that it was Pro before FIFA. That was the thing. But obviously, I'm just saying PES now because I don't play PES
No one cares.
or Pro.
Okay.
And obviously, like you just said, I see PES. I've seen PES in the thing. So Pro Evo.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Pro
Pro.
Evo,
Pro. I mean, maybe
FIFA
say I
21,
always say
FF.
Pro. And guys, I don't give a damn
winner-
what's on FIFA 21. Pro will always be the better game.
And they call Man United Man Red.
Yeah.
Bro, it's an option file. It takes 2 seconds.
Who's your striker? Or Drizzle or whatever his name is. You know,
Guy, on that
Imagine it
note,
was Mario Kart.
on that
Let's
note,
get
guys.
to the 1,000.
wait.
Let's
Just
get to the
gotta say,
1,000, then you can
Benjamin?
winner will choose. Huh?
What do you choose?
No, I'm just saying the winner will choose, innit? That's just how do you win? Splashnet said, subscribe, and then once we get to 1,000 subscribers, we will do a live stream, and in that live stream, everyone that's subscribed will be automatically entered, and then it'll be randomly picked. So it'll all happen
Randomly
live,
picked, so
everyone-
there's not even competition.
I will win. It'll be randomly selected that I win.
it's a giveaway, so it's not a competition; it's a giveaway.
What I would say, it's fine because you don't want to. If you want to do a quiz and then people start googling that,
Yeah, man.
we could get people onto a quiz. To be honest, I wouldn't. Be
No, we
bad.
could do that. I did say that in the stream as well. We can
Maybe
do
that's,
competition.
maybe that's for 2,000. Maybe we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
But listen, it's been a decent weekend. Man United weren't here to ruin my weekend, and the three goats won: Hamilton, Nadal, and LeBron James. And with that, here's the outro.